Well, hello, everybody. As you know, I am Teresa Augustinelli, your coach and mentor with my company called Glen Mills Coaching and Consulting, providing you with professional and personal development programs designed to help you reach your full potential and achieve your goals of success. As you know, for the month of May, I've been doing a segment on some of the personal friends of mine, some of my most trusted coaches, mentors, advisors, and successful business owners, helping to introduce them to you so you can get some helpful hints on how to prepare for re entering into the mainstream post coronavirus. And today, I would love to introduce to you Jean Reardon from Star LLC. And so let's move ahead. May I introduce to you Jean Reardon? Hi, Jean. Good morning.
Hi, Teresa. Good morning. How are you today?
Good. How have you
Good.
been?
I've been pretty well, thank you.
Good, good. So tell us what Star LLC is.
Well, STAR is a acronym for Strategic Technology Application Resources, and it's based on the fact that I came out of the technology world, 35 years selling computer-related equipment and services and application development, support services of all sorts. But in 2000, I started to branch out into some coaching. Mostly, originally, it was technology coaching, but it was always with a outlook or a view toward doing things strategically. So that developed into business strategic planning. And today, in general, I'm a business coach. More specifically, I'm a sales coach and leadership coach, helping small businesses, that's who I usually deal with, grow their sales and develop their leadership skills, improve customer service, and increase their bottom line profits. I help business people get unstuck and find and exploit opportunities that comes their way. So that's what I'm doing now, and I'm based on that all those years in sales and marketing and some P&L responsibilities in the past. So between that and the experiences I've had in nonprofits, I bring a lot to the table to the small business owner.
Yes, you have been quite a help to me over the years. We sort of met several years ago and then hadn't seen you for a while and came full circle again. So it's amazing how life brings the right people at the right time to
Mm-hmm.
help. So you said you are a business coach and consultant. So tell us a little bit about what that means and what is your target client? Who should call you for services?
Sure. Well, mostly I'm focused on small business owners. I've dealt for many years in big corporations, medium size, mid level, and I've worked on sales teams, the companies the size of DuPont, for example, with 14 salespeople assigned and a big corporate account manager. I much more enjoy working with small business owners, helping them resolve profit and other issues and problems. And I'm good at it. Everything from, I would say, the technology, because that's my background, but it's more the area of understanding how to apply certain strategies to increase profits. So in addition to the John Maxwell team training and the background in coaching and as public speaking and that type of thing, there's also training that I've gotten in small business development, especially in the area of growing profits. So it's all about using certain strategies, understanding where they are coming from, listening, and guiding them to increase profits. So to me, that's much more enjoyable than working on a big project in a big corporation. At the same time, I like using my John Maxwell training to do mastermind groups in the leadership area. And leadership is important to small businesses as well as big ones. But that's another area where I'm open to anybody getting into our mastermind groups that is either with a nonprofit or a for-profit company that wants to develop their leadership skills. And there's things that we're working on, you and I together, even now in that area with the John Maxwell Group.
Right. So, yeah, the John Maxwell programs and professional development curriculums are fabulous. I've worked with you on many things, and one of the things that maybe you could explain to those who are watching and listening, what's a mastermind for those who may not know what that is?
Sure. Well, the word first came to my attention when Napoleon Hill described a mastermind group in his book Think and Grow Rich. But there's been mastermind groups. I don't know when they started calling it that, but it's a learning group, a group of like-minded individuals that are in business helping each other resolve their issues and problems and come up with creative ideas to move ahead. It's very well described in Think and Grow Rich, but it's not limited to that. So there was a lot of organizations started on the basis of mastermind type groups, business people that would get together and help each other out with their ideas and brainstorm on how to resolve problems way back in the early 1900s and probably before that. But in the 1910, 1920 range, Rotary started, Optimist Club, Kiwanis, a couple other national organizations started from a seed type of arrangement that groups that would meet together regularly, and they found they had a lot in common. And some of them gravitated toward helping youth, which was the Optimist Club. And then the Rotary had other focuses, and might have been more up and down Main Street business owners that would get together in Rotary, and they wanted to help resolve problems in their community locally as well as around the world. So different kinds of groups that I really respect and I've been involved with um, have played a big part in my life, and they came from this idea of small groups meeting together, developing their business. That's a long answer to a
Right.
short question about masterminds.
Well, I'm seeing now more than ever, as you are also, because we are forced to do most of our business now at home. We are finding ourselves as business owners, entrepreneurs, coaches, mentors. We are doing more and more, as you can attest to. We're doing more and more Zoom calls and personal development by telephone. So let's talk about your involvement in the community. I know that you are very involved in several areas, but tell us about the Optimist Club and how has that changed your life personally and professionally?
Well, that's a good example of a group that I was open to joining. I was already advised back in the early days of my sales career to get active in industry groups. But when a fellow invited me to talk to him at a breakfast meeting with a group called the Optimists, I said, I'll go. And I didn't know was for me at the time. I was in sales with a system integrator in Glen Mills. Um, but basically I thought, all right, I'll go and check it out. Turns out that it's a good way to make connections in a community. I have a lot of relatives, but that's one thing. You have connections in a community, both like in Media where I live and Delaware County and Eastern Pennsylvania and the greater Philadelphia area. You might as well make those connections because they're going to help you in the long run. In terms of what I do, at least, it's really helpful to have a lot of connections. So I've gone into networking events in Philadelphia regularly for many, many years. Started off with associations like the Computer Association that I was in for 30 years. But the Optimists came along. It was a way to get involved in the community. Their idea was service to youth mostly, and providing hope and a positive vision to others, to youth, to their communities and themselves. And hey, it just struck a chord. And at the time, I didn't appreciate all the avenues for growth in the organization. But in Pennsylvania and New Jersey alone, there's 50 chapters or clubs. And it ended up being a great way for me to learn more about leadership and my own club and media. And then gradually in our district, where I became a governor a couple years ago, over 50 clubs and, managed a lot of individuals that were working, for the nonprofit. And it was a great team. It's a very nice group of people. And that's just one way to connect into the community, being involved in community groups like that.
So you've been in the biz for a long time. You've shown a stability. You've weathered a lot of storms. You've got the longevity and the credibility. What is one piece of advice that you would give to your clients or those listening on how to, maybe a tip or two on how to come out of this on the other side of Corona and make your business work?
Sure. Thanks. I think you can't lose sight of the fact that you have to keep your networks up, whether you're lucky enough to have a mailing list and you're staying in touch with them, or a network of connections from clubs and groups and church groups and things like BNI that you might be involved in, but you keep those active and up and running. While at the same time, you really need to use this time to grow. There's opportunities that you didn't have before, time-wise, for personal and professional development. So that's what I would mainly zero in on: keeping your network up and grow yourself personally and professionally.
That's a great point, because I've often heard it said, and I say this often to myself and to those that I serve, your net worth is your network.
That's
So
right.
it's important, as you say, to continue to network. And one of the wonderful things about what we're doing here today and what I'm doing for the month of May is this is our way of networking for right now, and it's a great way to allow others to share how they're serving others, how they're weathering the storms. So I think you make a great point. Networking is key, before, during, and after. So, Jean, how can someone get a hold of you if they need to? What's the best way to contact you?
I love working on the phone, and I will take calls almost any time, or else arrange meetings to talk at a greater lengths. So my phone number is the primary way, and that would be 610 745 0104. 610 745 0104. And then I often give out my easiest email that I've had for 20 some years. And it's ereardon at AOL. Now the E, I have to admit, it's for Eugene, but I'm Eugene A. Reardon III. So bear with me. It's just E Reardon, RIORDAN, at AOL.com. And I pay for AOL because they'll give me instant service on any email issues. I also have 4 or 5 other emails, of course.
Yeah, don't we all? So, well, Jean, I think this has been great. I really appreciate you taking some time to come on here and share with those who may or may not know you some of the things you've done and what you're doing. So, this will be aired on my YouTube, my Facebook pages, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, all of my social media stuff.
Mhm.
So I will post your information on that link as well.
Okay,
And
sir.
so
Sure.
people will be able to get a hold of you. So, Jean, thanks so much for being with us. I know you personally. I know that you have such integrity and servant's heart, and you add value to many lives. So,
That's a priority, trying to find ways to add value. At least you and I have that in common as far as working with people, for
yep.
sure. Thank you very much.
Well, good luck to you, and I'm sure I'll see you once we are back into the mainstream and can network face to face.
Absolutely. Thanks, Teresa.
Bye,
Take
Jean.
care. God
Thanks.
bless. Mhm.